Well, hello everyone. This is Dr. Eileen, and this is Medicine Walk. And for those of you who are listening in on Blog Talk Radio, it's Healing House Radio. So, I hope you had a good week. And as we complete our discussion of enlightenment, I really hope that I was at least able to give you a few things to think about. Enlightenment is a wonderful path to try to, work into your life and to be a part of your spiritual practice. I just don't want anybody to get too upset that it's a lot harder and a lot trickier. And it's not so much about the destination, it's about the journey. And especially with something like enlightenment, it's not so much about the destination, it's the path that got you there. So I really hope that you are able to embrace your humanity, embrace the idea that it's okay not to always be at our best and most enlightened. So just kind of as a review, once again, enlightenment is about you. It's about your path. It's about what you decide that word means to you. And sometimes that can be a really big journey in itself. For you to be able to say, okay, this is where I want to be. This is where I feel I am. And how, if I can't bring myself all the way up to here, is it possible that maybe I can adapt my definition and kind of break it down into some pieces? Shift from, I'm never going to be upset or angry to, I'm going to do my best in the next hour or while I'm in traffic not to lose my temper. It's about a very personal experience where each and every one of us can, look within ourselves. What is that perfect state of being that we would love to be at? Where is that destination for us? Maybe it follows along with a traditional explanation of enlightenment based on a particular tradition, like Buddhism or Christianity or Hinduism or whatever it is that is your way and your path that you practice. Look to those teachings, and if that's what resonates with you, then that's what you go for. If it's something that is a little bit more difficult to nail down, then just sit with it until it becomes clearer. Like I said, for me, enlightenment, I suppose the ultimate definition of it would be that I've reached the place where the idea of being enlightened no longer matters because I'm at peace with myself. Also, figuring out what it is that is your purpose in life. And a lot of people go and they look for it, and which is, yay, wonderful. I think it's much easier to choose one. And I think it becomes much more yours when it is a conscious choice. I mean, there's a lot of people that say they can help you find your life purpose, and if you work with one of them or even are one of them, awesome. If it works for you, I love it for you. For me, it's about what it is that I want my path to be in this life. And I find that when I choose my life purpose, then that means that, one, I become wholly responsible for it, and two, it can grow with me. My life purpose is to love and serve Creator as I feel I am loved and supported. To take joy in learning as much as I can about the path that I follow. And three, make a few people smile along the way. That's my life purpose. And it makes it very easy to work within that. Whatever it is that's your life purpose, maybe it's a lot more complicated. Maybe it's more simple. But whatever it is, it's yours. And that path is very much connected to your path of enlightenment, because that perfect vision of yourself, well, if that's what you're going for, you have to figure out what your destination is. How will you know when you've reached enlightenment? What will be the ways that you will be able to tell? That needs to be something that you would figure out for yourself. What does that point mean? What would it feel like? Imagine it. Bam, you're enlightened. What does that feel like? How does that change your life? How does that change how you interact with others? Once you figure that out, that becomes your destination. To me, spiritual works are very personal, and there's something that are just going to keep going and going. My mom had a poster, and I've mentioned it before, and it said, "Life is the childhood of my immortality," which means that in my life, it's when I'm supposed to enjoy that childlike pleasure of learning and being and growing. To me, enlightenment is something that can wait until after I'm done. When I'm done with my part here. That's when all of what I learned gets all put together, and as I believe it, all of my life experiences become a gift to the universe. And that is, that each one of us, every success, every failure, every joy, and every tear, all of that turns into wisdom. And that wisdom is given to the universe when we leave this life. And by our addition, by our experiences, we make the entire universe wiser and more compassionate. So, I'm saving up all my wisdom stuff. And that's when it gets all put together. For now, I just like enjoying going through and learning and experiencing and giving and receiving. For me, it's not, enlightenment is not a goal in life. And for those who it is, you go for it if that's what you wish, if that's where you're called, because everything is about your journey and how you feel called to do something and what that looks like to you. So I would guess that the question for this final part of this topic is, how will you know when you're enlightened? The other question would be, what do you do once you are? It's really important to have that point of reference, because if you don't know when you're enlightened, or if you don't know what that means, or if you haven't defined it, it will always be like just outside of your grasp. It'll always be just beyond where you're at, unless you root it somewhere, unless you make it concrete, unless you say, it's like, all right, these are the qualities that I consider that I will have when I'm enlightened. So look at it, seriously. Look at what it is that you want out of this, because it really is. What do you want out of enlightenment? And that may sound selfish, it may sound self-centered, but honestly, that's where it starts, and that's where it ends. What are your expectations? Often stress results in unmet expectations. When we figure that something is going to be a particular way, or let's say you're driving to work and the news reports say that it's clear sailing all the way to where you work and everything is fine and there are no delays, and enjoy your commute, and you get there and just some random moment happens when all of a sudden there's like a fender bender or something and everything comes to a stop. Your expectation of having a smooth trip to the office has now gone completely out the window. And the fact that now you're stuck in traffic, you're being delayed, and maybe you were running late or whatever, that is going to add stress. It's going to create stress. And often people who, seek enlightenment, one of the things they're looking for is that lack of a feeling of stress, that peace with everything. And yeah, you can do it. Gonna take a long time. It will probably be a more significant journey than maybe you think. But it's your journey. You can do anything you want with it. It's your experience. Make it yours. I hope that people will look inward rather than look outward for enlightenment. Because the thing is, every aspect of enlightenment is right inside of you. It's in here, in your heart, it's in your mind, it's in your experience with the world. It's yours. And you have every right to claim it. And you have every right to mold it into whatever it is that you envision it to be. Don't ask anybody else what their version of enlightenment is if you're looking for your own. I mean, it's always fun to have a discussion, and you may get together with some friends and say, wow, what do you think enlightenment is? Or how do you picture it? How will you know that you're there? How do you know when you've arrived? As I said in one of the other videos, because of the fact that maybe not everybody in your life has that same sort of curiosity and drive, make a group of friends who are on that spiritual path. And maybe theirs is a little bit different from yours, but as long as overall it resonates and you can talk to each other about it and discuss, what does enlightenment mean to you? What is your benchmark for it? And I think that you will find that you become more focused on the journey rather than the destination. Because in my mind, once that destination is reached, it only moves you up to the next level, and then you got a whole path ahead of you for that, to move through that experience, to move through that level of learning and growing. If you believe that somehow enlightenment is the end, I don't think so. In fact, I think it's only the beginning. It's the beginning of your next level of awareness. And just the same way as, when we're in high school, sometimes we wish we had the simplicity of elementary school, or when we're in college, we kind of wish we had, the reduced pressure of being in high school. And once we graduate, maybe you think it's like, man, I really wish I was back in school again and I could just enjoy it, and and then I'd make so much more of it. That's usually the thing that people say is like, I wish I could do it again because then I would really make the most of it. Well, in my mind, this is the part we need to make the most of. Having an amazing goal like enlightenment is awesome, and it's something that we work towards. Once achieved, it is the maintenance that is the tough part. And, we fall in and out of it. But, to have that solid idea of what it is that means to you, that's the sweet part. That's the amazing part. That's the cool part. So define it for yourself, and then figure out how you know when you get there. Then understand that once you get there, you may actually see that it's only the beginning of a whole new experience, a whole new space of learning, a whole new paradigm. I don't think that we ever stop learning, and frankly, I'm glad of that. I hope that we never stop learning. I hope that there are always things for us to reach out for, to say, wow, I wonder how that works. Wow, I wonder how that would feel within myself. It's that idea of experiencing that pulls us deeper into this work. It's not about saying, well, and anybody can say at any time, yep, this is as far down the rabbit hole as I want to go. Cool. Nobody has to go all the way down the rabbit hole because, oh, by the way, the rabbit hole doesn't have a bottom. It is just a continuous journey into an amazing world. So embrace that for yourself. Hold that for yourself. Figure it out for yourself. If you would like to get guidance, or if there's a particular tradition that you work with, go for it. Talk to those who are in that tradition. Talk to those who seem to hold that energy better. And gain their insight. But always remember, when you ask someone else about enlightenment, they will give you theirs. They can't give you yours because that's yours to find. You can learn some tips and techniques, and in some of the other videos, check out the previous videos for this topic, especially the second video, and we talked about ways of, kind of getting that path going. So it's yours, your playground. Play with it. Enjoy it. And understand that it's just another part of a journey, a very amazing and broad journey that has lasted lifetimes and will go additional lifetimes. Give yourself a break if it doesn't come quickly, and give yourself a break if you find that amazing, sweet, wonderful spot and then you lose it again. That's okay. If you got there once, you can get there again. And it's not about, for me, it is not about achieving it. It's not achieving it, or going into that other space, and how quickly we recover and how quickly we move back into our good space. It's a flow, and think of it like the ocean tides that flows in and out. Relax, enjoy. It's yours. And I wish you as much joy and peace and transformation and pleasure on your journey as I'm having on mine, because I think mine is pretty cool, and I'd love to hear about yours. So, thank you for joining me. This video is a little bit shorter. I'm going to try to see if I can bring down the videos a little bit in the length and see how that works. So, if you do have any other questions, comments, or concerns, please put them in the comments section. I've on the premiere of the episodes, as always, I've been in the chat room, so if you still want to get in and have any other questions before the video ends, please come into the chat room and we can start up a dialogue. You can share this video. Please like this video if it resonates with you. If the work I do resonates, then please hit subscribe, because it's always fun seeing the community grow. For those of you who are listening in on Blog Talk Radio, you can leave comments there, and you can also come over to the YouTube channel. There's a link in the description, so come on over and visit. If you would like to support this channel in a slightly bigger way, there is a link to my Patreon account where a monthly subscription as low as $2 a month will help me to be able to move this whole process and the work I do forward, and equipment and learning editing and all of those things. So for those of you who do support me on that, thank you so much. And for those of you who don't, that's okay. And I hope you enjoy this. I hope you enjoy this journey with me. And we have October, November, December, so only 3 more topics. If there's a topic you would like me to cover, please post in the comments or reach me on Twitter and say what you would like me to cover, and I'll see if I can work it into one of the last 3 episodes, or the last 3 lessons. So, thank you for joining me, and as always, I wish you balance, and I wish you blessings from my heart to yours. Love you, and class dismissed.